That's what I want to talk about today. Yesterday there was a large outage. Amazon had a big outage around the world, and there's all kinds of rampant speculation about the reason. Amazon said it was an internal subsystem, and maybe it was. And there was all kinds of nefarious ideas that it was some hackers, and it could be that too. But here's the interesting thing. I heard it blamed for all kinds of stuff. Well, I can't do my work because. And maybe that's true, but the blame game I'm talking about isn't one that's caused by Amazon failing. It's caused by the one in your own head. I'll give you an example. I'm a coach, right? I'm the ultimate catalyst. I make things happen for people that are impossible. Dream life, dream income, dream job, dream house. You can have all that, but most people don't do it. I was just in a mastermind call earlier today that I'm a member of, and we were talking about the idea of creating your ultimate life. Today was my turn on the hot seat where you get to describe things you're working on and that sort of thing. And then you get some feedback. And I talked about creating the ultimate life, your ultimate life. What the heck is that? It's a life where you love every minute, every day. Do you get up and love what your day brings? I don't care what the answer is. But you need to tell the truth to yourself. Do you love your life? Or do you sit and spend any time at all wishing it was different? It's a fair question. And it's an important one because most of the time we simply put up with what's in front of us. Well, when you're talking about the weather, there's not a lot we can do to change it, but we can choose to enjoy it. Now, I see on the news in Canada and a lot in the U.S. Now, Joy and I live in Canada, but we're U.S. citizens also. So we see just all kinds of frantic news coverage on every news station, calling names and so forth. And they're blaming everybody else for the problems. It looks like Trump in the U.S. is building a new ballroom and, tearing down part of the old White House and building a new one. And if everything's to be believed, he's paying for it himself. Yet one group of people is, accusing him of destroying the universe because he's adding doing a renovation or adding something. On the other side, everybody's blaming each other for the government shutdown. How about if we just take responsibility for our own actions and behavior? There's nothing I can do to prevent something that's happening at the White House or in Ottawa here in Canada. I can vote. Joy and I did that yesterday. Yesterday, there was a municipal election here in Edmonton. We voted for, mayor and city council and school board and that kind of stuff. And Joy gratefully did some research for me and told me about the candidates. So I was able to make a easier choice, and that saved me some time, and I was grateful. But I can't blame anyone for my life except me. And I don't believe in blaming because the whole idea of blaming carries negative energy. It carries, the cause of all this is outside. Let me give you a secret. It's worth $1 billion. You and you alone are at cause, meaning the moving factor in the matter of your life. You choose whether to enjoy or to hate every day, every hour, every minute. You choose whether to get up and move into the day dictated by someone else's priorities, someone else's actions or behaviors, or you make your own. Yesterday, I said something about whose Kool-Aid are you sipping, right? If you jump up and you're driven by emails or texts or news or something, and that drives you into your day, you're dead. You're useless. Your energy and your dreams by 9:30 or 10 o'clock, they're a distant memory, and you're relegated to fighting fires all day. Why would you live like that? Now, some people have a difficult time accommodating or understanding the difference between dealing with what is and the blame game, which is disempowering. So let me talk about that. It's something I really had to learn. The typical answer I used to give, and I hear a lot, is, yeah, but, it starts with yeah, but the weather, yeah, but my roof's leaking, yeah, but my clients all canceled, yeah, but, the government, I guess, in the U.S. is shut down, and so all this other stuff. And the automatic conclusion is, and therefore I'm miserable. It's a non sequitur. It simply does not follow. all that stuff may be true, and therefore I'm having a bad day is never true unless you make it. And so we are in the habit of blaming outside forces for our state of happiness. I'm happy all the time. Why? Because I choose to be. My little compass, my Norwegian compass. I got it buried in my shirt. I'm happy all the time because I choose to be. I create a state of happiness in my heart. Now, one of the things I've been talking a lot about is coaching and the rise of AI. So that book is coming out later this week. And this blaming has a lot to do with the same thing. 95% or more of people who call themselves coaches today, by Christmas of next year, won't be able to make a living. You may agree or disagree with that, and I mean, you're entitled to. Doesn't matter. That is what I believe and what I think and what I'm preparing for. And the blame game goes like this. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm toast. Or, well, it won't affect me. I've got some good clients and we're doing okay. And my coaching method is good. And all that stuff that sounds like excuses I'm spouting to shore up my own disbelief. I want you to ask yourself in your own heart, whether you're a coach or whether you have a different kind of job or work, what is this radical, once in a generation evolution in technology going to do to you? I don't know the answer, and you don't know the answer either, but I'll bet you can think, and I know you can prepare. So I want you to think about your own work, what you love to do. Can it be automated? Is AI going to replace all of it? If it is, that's not a catastrophe. That's not a fearful thing. The question then becomes, since you are now, since you are now freed up from doing whatever it is some automated robot can do, what are you going to do with your gifts and talents? What are you going to do with that life that you have? What do you want the meaning of your life to be? Surely it isn't to go to some job that I've been going to for 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 years that's now going to be replaced by a robot. Oh, no, I want to keep that old thing. No, you don't. No, you don't. What you want to do is claim your divine sovereignty. What you want to do is go do the thing or things that light up your heart, that excite you, that make you lean into every day. That's what your ultimate life is all about. We've been buried under this addiction to mediocrity for so long that we have the idea that we don't control our lives. It's all dictated by outside forces. It's not true. It never was true, but it's certainly not true now. And it's less true now than ever because we have access to so much. Every job that AI is going to, quote, eliminate or automate is going to create 2 or 3 more. There's going to be a smorgasbord of more opportunity, more creativity, higher level productivity. This is a chance to level up. But you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing fear and blame. I'm seeing, oh no, I can't do this. Oh no, what's going to become of me? Now, whether you're talking about coaches that say, you know what, everything that I teach and share with people as a coach, AI is doing just as good as me. In fact, I ask it questions and it answers better than I would. Well, that's a warning sign. It's not a panic, but it's an invitation to do one of 2 things. One, figure out what else you can do. What other gifts and talents do you have that allows you to get paid? In fact, that allows you to get paid well. In fact, that you're so good at that people would pour money on you. Excuse me. What else can you do is a really important question. But most people are not willing to answer it. What they do instead is, oh no, what else am I going to do? Well, that's not a creative place from which to answer any of those questions. So what else can I do spawns a deep and meaningful conversation with yourself and hopefully with your coach, because if you're determined to be the best you can be, You should be in some kind of a coaching container. Nobody ever got to the top of their game, whether it's be all you can be, or be the best swimmer, or be the best person, or be the best mate, or be the best parent, or be the best coach, or be the best athlete, or be the best musician. Nobody ever got to the top of their game without a coach or a mentor, the help, the guidance. Nobody did. And the reason is because coaching shortens time. It lets you skip all the mistakes. I wish I'd had more coaching. I've hired a lot of coaches, but I wish I'd known that I had used them better. I wish that I'd paid a lot more attention. I have a friend who's also a coach that wrote a book about how to be a great coaching client. That book is full of wonderful advice to those who are seeking coaching. Don't resist. Don't make excuses. Don't blame. Don't come closed. Don't be dismissive. Open your heart to the idea that you're made for more and you're capable of more. One of the things that's the hallmark of humans is stubbornness. We don't want to be corrected. We don't want to be fixed. We don't want to see a better way. What we want is somebody to affirm that what we think and we believe is right. You know what? That blaming is going to kill you. It's going to wreck your life. Now, the other thing you can do if your job or your profession is going away, and I was talking about coaching, but it's true in anything, you can figure out what else you can do. The other one is you can level up your skill. There are some things that AI sucks at. It is not intelligent. Artificial intelligence is a misnomer. It's a massively powerful collator, organizer, analyzer that writes really well, at least the models that I've been using do. All of those things are cool and they're powerful and they're very helpful in business and in the stuff that I'm doing, and probably you too. But they're not intelligent, meaning capable of original creativity and thought. They synthesize and organize, and sometimes they spout gibberish, but that's getting better as the days and weeks go by, and it will continue to improve. So you have a choice as a coach or anything else. You either go find something else to do, or if you truly love being in the coaching business, then you got to figure out a way to be in that business that's completely different. You got to be in the coaching business in a way that is so different that the skill, the awesome and staggering research and collating and analysis skill and everything that AI has can't touch you. So you can't out AI. You can't do that. So what else is left? Well, first of all, you can't be blaming technology or anything else. You can't be blaming that. You can't be blaming yourself. What you can do is go to work finding your true gifts. Your true gifts are divine. AI doesn't know how to listen with true empathy. AI doesn't know how to love, even though it can speak the words of love. AI doesn't know how to just sit with someone in silence. Yeah, the page could be silent, sure. Don't put an input and it'll sit there. Or give it a really complicated one and it'll think for, I've seen it think for as long as a minute or 2 minutes, really, instead of 8 or 9 seconds. And then it's still going to say some stuff, but if you want it quiet, just stop talking to it. That's not what I mean. Sit in silence with someone. I want you to think of the last time you had a friend that was going through something difficult, or maybe you were, and someone just came and sat down by you. And the mere presence changed everything. They sat there with you. Their heart rejoiced or ached with you, and you could simply feel that truth. Well, AI can't do that. Never will. And in a few years, if we get the singularity and it truly becomes intelligent, then you'll come tell me I'm wrong. You know what? I'll wait. Right now, if you want to stay in the business you're in, and it is not going to be taken over by AI, and we haven't even really touched the number of things that it can be used for, dentistry, medicine, robots, cleaning, all kinds of automated activities in factories and manufacturing and just boatloads of things are going to be unloaded a little at a time and then a lot at a time to this new technology. It's not a disaster, it's an invitation. So we can either get stupider and get mediocrity and blame whatever, or we can ask ourselves the hard question, what do you really want? Like you, deep in your heart, not what you're supposed to do, not what you've been socialized to do. Don't answer with the lens of, well, it better make me good money, or forget that. What do you really want to do? Now, I'm not talking to people that are content to be lazy and do nothing. Most of you listening right now have a yearning to matter. Not just to make money, but to matter. Well, that only happens when you're in deep and honest conversation with yourself. Now, the book, Coaching and the Rise of AI, and the university that I'm starting, this Ultimate Life Uni that you see right up here, Ultimate Life Uni, it's going to have a coaching arm. It's not just coaching, but it's going to be a brand new, more powerful, AI-proof, invincible model of coaching that relies on that total humanity. Because at the end of the day, the encouragement we need comes from the divine, and it comes from other people who are also divine. Recognizing our divine connection and the truth of our desire and how we're built to love and serve each other, that's the core. So the blame game is valueless. It won't save you. And at the end of the day, it will wipe you out. So instead, make a choice. What else can I do? No, what else can I do? What else can you do? And find something, and you will because you're infinitely capable, that really means something to you. Or level up awesomely the skills you've got in ways you never thought of. If you'd like to talk about this more, I have a lot. I've done a lot of research before I wrote the book and a lot of ways to help you do that. I'm doing it for myself very successfully, and quite frankly, I'm excited about the prospects. We'll see you tomorrow.